Every generation believes it can predict the future. History remembers something else: the ideas that refuse to disappear. Bitcoin is dead. Those three words have appeared in newspapers, television interviews, financial magazines, and across the internet for more than 15 years. Every major crash, every scandal, every bankruptcy, every bear market, someone declared the experiment over. In 2011, Bitcoin was dead. In 2013, Bitcoin was dead. After Mt. Gox, Bitcoin was dead. After the 2018 crash, Bitcoin was dead. During the pandemic, Bitcoin was dead. After FTX, Bitcoin was dead. Again. And yet, every 10 minutes, somewhere in the world, another Bitcoin block was quietly added to the blockchain. So here's the real question. If Bitcoin has died so many times, why is it still here? The first time Bitcoin died, long before Bitcoin became a trillion-dollar asset. It was an experiment known only to a small group of programmers and technology enthusiasts. In early 2011, Bitcoin's price rose from just a few cents to more than $30. For many, it looked like the beginning of a financial revolution. Then reality arrived. The market collapsed. Within months, Bitcoin lost almost all of its value. Prices fell by more than 90%. Investors panicked. Critics celebrated. Newspapers rushed to publish the same conclusion. Bitcoin had failed. It would never recover. Looking back today, those headlines seem almost unbelievable. But at that moment, they sounded completely reasonable. Because almost nobody understood what Bitcoin actually was. Most people thought Bitcoin was its price. Very few realized it was a network. That misunderstanding would return, again and again. For the next 15 years, every crash needed a headline. As Bitcoin grew, the pattern became strangely predictable. Prices would rise. Optimism would explode. Then the market would fall. Fear replaced excitement, and almost immediately, the headlines returned. Bitcoin is dead. In 2013, after one of Bitcoin's biggest corrections, the same prediction appeared. In 2014, Mt. Gox collapsed. The world's largest Bitcoin exchange disappeared. Once again, Bitcoin was declared finished. In 2018, after losing more than 80% of its value, the prediction returned. Then came 2020, then 2022. Different crises, different journalists, different investors, but almost exactly the same headline. It happened so often. That one website eventually started collecting every obituary ever written for Bitcoin. But something strange happened. The headlines kept changing. Bitcoin kept producing blocks. Why people keep predicting Bitcoin's death? Every time Bitcoin crashes, the same question returns. Why do so many intelligent people believe Bitcoin is finally over? The answer isn't as simple as price. Human beings naturally judge the future by what they see today. When markets are rising, optimism feels permanent. When markets collapse, fear feels permanent too. Bitcoin is one of the most volatile financial assets ever created. A decline of 50, 60, or even 80% would destroy most traditional investments. But Bitcoin was never designed to eliminate volatility. It was designed to eliminate the need for a trusted central authority. Those are two very different goals. Critics often measured Bitcoin like a company. They asked, how much revenue does it generate? Who is the CEO? Who can shut it down? But Bitcoin isn't a company. It doesn't have a headquarters. It doesn't have employees making executive decisions. It is an open network maintained by participants around the world. And that distinction changes everything. Because while the headlines focused on the price, almost nobody was watching the network itself. What never stopped? Behind every market crash, something remarkable was happening. While investors argued, while television hosts debated, while newspapers predicted the end, Bitcoin quietly continued doing exactly what it had always done. Every few minutes, new transactions were verified, new blocks were added. Thousands of independent computers continued reaching consensus. No emergency meetings, no government rescue package, no CEO trying to calm investors. The network simply followed its rules. That is one of the most misunderstood ideas in Bitcoin. Price reflects human emotion. The protocol follows mathematics. Fear can move markets. It cannot rewrite the rules of the blockchain. Every obituary focused on falling prices. Very few noticed that the technology itself had never stopped operating. Then something even more surprising happened. Every major crash eventually became part of Bitcoin's history, instead of its ending.
Every crisis made Bitcoin stronger. History shows a fascinating pattern. Each crisis exposed a weakness. Mt. Gox taught the importance of self-custody. Exchange failures pushed the industry towards stronger security. Bear markets forced companies to build sustainable businesses instead of relying on hype. Developers continued improving the protocol. Wallet technology became safer. Institutional custody matured. Regulation evolved. The ecosystem didn't survive because nothing went wrong. It survived because people learned from what went wrong. Every challenge forced Bitcoin to become more resilient. The same headlines kept returning, but each recovery left the network stronger than before. Which leads to one final question. If Bitcoin has survived every prediction of its death, what is its greatest strength?
The difference between failure and survival. Perhaps the biggest misunderstanding about Bitcoin has never been its technology. It has been our expectations. We expect revolutionary technologies to grow in a straight line. History rarely works that way. The internet crashed. Railroads crashed. Automobile companies failed. Thousands of technology businesses disappeared. Yet the technologies themselves continue transforming the world. Bitcoin may rise. Bitcoin may fall. Markets will continue to panic. Headlines will continue to predict its end. But every prediction should begin with a different question. Has the network stopped? If the answer is no, then perhaps the story isn't over yet. Bitcoin has been declared dead hundreds of times. Yet block after block, year after year, it continues to operate. Markets measure price. History measures survival. And perhaps that is the lesson Bitcoin has been teaching all along. Not that it never falls, but that every time it falls, it finds a way to keep moving forward. The next headline will come. The next prediction will be written. The real question is whether history will repeat itself once again.